Greetings, denizens of the interwebs. Grim Fury here, and it's Tuesday. Time for a new video. And I know you're probably wondering, what am I doing making, one of my rant videos when we could have a vector video? Well, unfortunately, my vector is defective, and I have to send him back. So I don't want to. I've tried everything that I could. I looked up what he was and wasn't doing. Tried to fix it, and to no avail. So Vector is just a really, really, really cute paperweight right now. So, and unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to get another one. Just for the sole fact that the prices that he's going for on Amazon right now is double what I paid for him. So, and I can't, I just, there's just no way I'm going to pay double for something that I've already had. So I'm going to have to wait until the price goes down, and then I'll get me another vector. And as soon as I get him and get him up and running, then we're still learning more and more about him, and we'll have fun with him. So, anyways, with that little bit out of the way, let's get to the complaining, shall we? Now, as most of you know, I'm a cashier. And the store that I work at, we close early now, so we're technically closed before I even get there, and we open when I clock out, with the exception of Tuesday mornings. We open an hour earlier, so that way the seniors can come in and do their shopping and not have to fight crowds. But even then I don't check, just because that the lines get really long really fast, and it would be impossible for me to get off a register in time. So I don't actually deal with the public, deal with customers directly anymore. Once in a great while, like on a Tuesday morning, the last hour, someone may see me and may ask me where this is or that is. But other than that, that's the extent of my interaction with customers. All I do mostly is put up returns or work our freight. So, and that is the subject of my little rant. Now, people are people. I know stupid people are stupid people. You're not really going to be able to change them, but you would think that they would at least a little bit. I mean, when this whole COVID-19 thing started, people were freaking the hell out. They were panic shopping. They were hoarding. They were stockpiling, all of that. So there were lots of times where there was just some foods we were just completely out of. I mean, like me personally, I try to stay on my keto diet, but there were so many things that were, gone, that I had to buy regular food. And so I know, what it's like to be looking for something specific, and it's gone just because it's been, shopped till it's gone, over-shopped or whatever. So with that in mind, with that mindset, if you're shopping and you're looking for something specific and you notice that it's gone and it's been gone for days or a week or whatever, I'm sure, it gets you mad, and you're thinking, why are people buying all of this? I just want one, or I just need one of this, that, or the other. I cannot tell you how much returns I pick up on a daily basis. I mean, before this whole COVID-19 thing, I didn't walk up and down every aisle. I didn't have the time. So I just walked the main alleys, the main walkways. But it takes me anywhere from about an hour and 15 minutes to 2 hours to walk the entire store and pick up returns, all depending on how much I find. At the very least, I'm going to find one shopping cart completely overflowing. At the most, so far, I've found three shopping carts overflowing with shit that I picked up from one end of the store to the other. Now, I know people are slobs. That's not going to change, but you would have thought the mindset would have changed a little bit with people griping and complaining because we're out of this and out of that. And yet, here are customers thinking, well, gee, I don't need this bag of salad mix. So instead of taking it over to produce where I got it, I'm going to take this bag of salad mix and I'm going to put it in the freezer. Or I know that, it's been hard to get hamburger, but I really don't need this extra package, so I'm just going to go put it on the shelf next to the macaroni. You would think that if you're not finding all the food that you want because it's been overshopped, that you would have the common decency to think, well, I don't need this, and I know there wasn't much left, so I'm going to be a nice person, and I'm going to go put it back where I've got it, instead of being a selfish asshole, and I'm just going to put it somewhere so that this perishable item is ruined and cannot be sold. Because I don't want it. It's not going to come out of my wallet. I'm not being charged for it. Well, you freaking should. That's why I have told people before, if ever I became rich, I would open my own store, my own big grocery store, that sold other stuff, like the big stores, like the one that I work at that sells a little bit of everything. And even though I know I would probably go bankrupt in a month, I would have zero tolerance for that bullshit. It's like, if you don't want it, put it back. Plain and simple. Cold and frozen items don't go on a shelf. And why do people think that you can take a cold item, like I had when I picked up a package of salad mix, why do they think that it's okay to stick it in the freezer? If it's refrigerated, at least have the common sense to put it in one of the refrigeration areas, so that way it will stay good. Don't put it in the freaking freezer. I have found, like I said, I found salad mix. What else did I find? I guess you could say last night. I've found canned biscuits. I've found, I found a gallon of milk. There was a couple other things that I found in the freezers that just make me just scratch my head thinking, what the hell is wrong with you? A lot of these items that people are putting in there can explode when they're frozen because they expand. How the gallon of milk didn't explode is beyond me. And people will take things that are frozen and think it's perfectly okay to set them in a refrigerated area. It doesn't work like that. If it's frozen, it goes to the frozen section. If it's refrigerated, it goes in one of the refrigerated sections. You can't swap them out. If something's frozen, you put it in the refrigeration area. Guess what? It has thawed out. It is no longer good. We cannot sell it. It has to go to claims. If you put something that's refrigerated and you put it in the freezer, more than likely it is not supposed to be refrigerated. It's going to be inedible for whatever reason, changes the consistency, or it separates, or it breaks down, or it wilts, and then it cannot be sold because it cannot be eaten, so it goes to claims. All this stuff that's being thrown away could have been on a shelf for somebody to buy and take home when there's not a lot of stuff out there still. I mean, yeah, we've got some shelves that have tons of stuff. Toilet paper! We got tons of that. But, like, the aisle that's got the soup and the ramen, that is usually really, really picked over. It just looks like a stampede went through. Bread, a lot of times, is, not necessarily wiped out, but pretty darn close. Why are people so selfish that if they don't want something, they just set it right where they're standing? And it doesn't bother them at all that they destroy an item. I just want to scream sometimes. And I can't get over how much returns I'm finding, like I said, on a daily basis, anywhere from 1 to 3 shopping carts completely overflowing. And that doesn't even, count the stuff that's already up by our service desk waiting to be separated. There's usually a few carts already. Plus we have these big gray tubs that the stuff gets broken down and put in the different tubs. There's a different tub for almost every department. Those, more times than not, are overflowing. You'd think it was close to Christmas time the way these idiots are just... I don't know. I don't get it. You would think with the states that, the city, the state, the country, the world is at right now, that people would have a little bit more common sense, or at least show they have a little bit more common sense. I mean, some foods were really, really hard to come by. Some still are. And yet some people had the audacity to just take it and I'm just going to put it here. I don't care if it goes bad. It's not coming out of my pocket. That's why I would just love to have my own store. So that way you see a customer and they take something and they put it where it doesn't belong. I would just have my workers or myself, if I saw it, saying, that's not where that goes. Put it back. Put it where you got it. And if they say, I'm not going to, it's like, well then bye. I'll just take your cart for you, and I'll personally put all this stuff back up. You can leave now. Or charge them at the register. If you saw them do it, or if they're one of the people that take something and they stuff it on the right there by the registers instead of hand it to you, or set it on top of the coolers. Just start saying, okay, there's a $5 restocking fee for those items you put over there, or if it happens to be perishable, say like a $10 fee for the item, the cold item that you're putting up there to set to ruin, so it has to be thrown away. I honestly wish there was a way we could do that. Charge people a fee or a fine for deliberately ruining food. I mean, yeah, it's a hassle to go and put up something. But it should be the way. that you take it back. At least give it to somebody that works at the store so they can put it up. Granted, the non-perishable stuff can sit in a cart, and get taken care of later. But if it's going to ruin, if it's going to thaw out, if or get warm, put it back. We should be able to just, when you see someone do that, look in their cart, see what they've got, and just grab something and say you can't have it anymore. Because you're making sure that a customer cannot have that item by setting it there to ruin. So you can't have this item. Only fair. I mean, I don't have to deal with most of the stupidity now that I don't have to deal with the customers directly. I don't have to ring them up until, this whole thing is over and our store goes back to normal hours. Well, they should. But, I mean, who knows? The mucky mucks up in their ivory tower, they might say, well, store's been doing okay. Let's closing at, 8:30 at night, not opening until 7 in the morning. Let's go ahead and keep it that way. And if that happens, then I will almost never check out a customer. But still, I still see the aftermath. I still have to mess with it. I still have to clean registers or pick up returns and put returns away. And I'll see, like I said, I'll see perishable items sitting on a normal shelf. I'll see trash. And well, another thing I'm adding that really, really pisses me off. This was day before yesterday. I was putting up returns, and I think it was just on a regular shelf where we have different kinds of cups and mugs and stuff like that. And I saw this, really nice looking. I think it was supposed to be bronze or copper colored, a metal mug. I don't need any more mugs, but that's beside the point. It looked really neat. So I grab it, and if you're looking at a mug, obviously you look at the side and you look on the inside. Why we look in the inside, I don't know, we just do. I look in the inside of the mug, there's tobacco spit in there. Somebody who was chewing tobacco, instead of at the least having like a little soda bottle or something that they can spit in, no, they just grab a cup off the shelf, spit in it, put it back on the shelf, and go on their merry way. That kind of person needs to be throat punched, and probably kicked in the crotch too. I have seen in different places people have done that. Spit in a container, put it back on the shelf, or spit on the shelf itself. Or they'll spit on the shelf and put something on top of it to cover it up. Do you have any idea how gross and disgusting that is when you go to pick something up and you've got tobacco spit and it's slimy and it's disgusting. Plus, if you happen to be infected, guess what? Just people. See, they talk about all these people doing all these wonderful things, all these people like making masks for people to help out and stuff. Those people are great. It's wonderful to see that some people are doing things for others to make other people's lives easier. And yet we still have more than enough people that don't give a crap about anybody but themselves and don't care if they ruin shit for other people. It's just... is so damn aggravating. I just want to choke these people that do this. If you're going to get something that's perishable and you change your mind for whatever reason, I don't care. Either A, put it back in the exact place you got it, or if it's refrigerated, at the very least get to the closest refrigerated area you can get and set it in there. If it's frozen, get it to the closest freezer and put it in there, or hand it to an employee so they can put it up. Don't let it go bad so we have to get rid of it. It's common sense, it's common decency. And I'm just sick of it. I am sick of having to take all this food, and when I'm pushing the cart, I put all the stuff that's going to be considered claims in the top little seat. So that way it's easy to get to. I don't have to dig through the cart, and it's right there so I know what has to be thrown in the claims bucket for the claims people to take care of later. I have never, and I mean never, worked a day where I picked up returns and did not have at least one item that had to be claimed out. Because either it was perishable and it was left out, or some, most, or all of the item was stolen. And of course, that hasn't slowed down either. But that's a subject for probably another video. I don't know. Just put stuff back. Don't ruin food. It's as simple as that. But apparently, so many of you can't get it through your stupid head. We just need to have people walking around with the sole purpose of catching people doing that and smacking them upside the head. A good old-fashioned Gibbs slap to the back of the head. More than one if it's more than one item. But anyways, I've gotten that off my chest. And I got to tell you a little bit about what's happened with poor Vector. I'll reach over and grab him so you can see him. I even got different tracks for him and some decals. So I'm going to have to buy new ones to put on the new Vector I get. But yeah. This was my little guy. My little pet, my little companion, whatever you want to call him. This was him, and unfortunately he's got to go back. So, but we'll get a new one someday, hopefully soon. So, anyways, with that out of the way, that's going to be it for this video. I should have a Snack Nation box next week. I had an email from them just a few days ago saying that they were getting it ready. So it should be here for next Tuesday for my next video. So that's going to do it for today. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time. Please like, share, and subscribe. Click the little notification bell. And I hope you all have a great week. Stay inside, stay warm. It's pretty chilly out there. It's been raining and it's windy and it's downright cold. So go inside, bundle up, watch some movies, play games, do something. Just, take care of yourselves. and each other. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you all next week for another video. And I love you guys, and I will see you real soon. Take care, everyone. Ta-da!